Hello Internet, my name is Roro and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to clean this room a little bit, straighten it up for about 15 minutes, do a little organizing, and maybe you can clean with me while we can clean together. A little body doubling action. Yeah, I've heard that that's a thing that is very helpful for people. I think it's helpful for me too. I haven't really thought about it too much, but yeah. Let's get going. So my goal is to pretty much just get the stuff off the floor that shouldn't be there, that shouldn't just be in the middle of the floor. Put it away, organize a little bit, and then just sweep. I'm not gonna like perfectly, spotlessly clean my room right now. I'm not gonna perfectly organize everything, but that's something that I always struggle with is perfectionism, and it bleeds over into things even like chores, like I don't have to do everything perfectly every single time, but if I spend 15 minutes cleaning, it's going to be better than it was if I didn't spend any time cleaning. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like chores especially is a great way to practice moving away from perfectionism because no one's house is ever going to be perfectly clean unless you're like fully neurotic or you hire a cleaning company or something. If you have a job and you have a life, you're never going to have a spotless apartment. It's just not reasonable. And it doesn't need to be spotless. It just needs to be not dirty and it needs to be organized to your standards. So that's kind of my goal for today. I'm just trying to break out of that mindset and just let myself build up a little bit of inertia because that's another huge part of getting anything done is just momentum. Especially for me, it's so hard for me to get myself to start doing something. But once I get it going, it's a lot easier to keep it going. So this room is where my computer is, where I'm going to, work on videos and other art type things on my computer, making music. It's where my instruments are going to be. Like right now I'm going to set up my partner's lap steel guitar, which is pretty cool. Something that they're getting into. It's a really cool instrument that I haven't experimented too much with myself, but I think it's really awesome, and I think it'll just be cool to have everything kind of set up and against the wall. So when I'm feeling that creative spark or my partner's feeling that creative spark, we can just sit down and start playing. But I've been in a really negative headspace lately. I've just been really stressed, partially from the move, partially from just some health things that I've been dealing with. Nothing crazy right now, but I've just been having to go to a lot of appointments the past couple weeks. And I don't know. I'm in a new apartment. I should be super happy, which I am, but it's honestly more overwhelming to me than anything still. I've been here for about a week now, or a little over a week, actually, like a week and a half. Still not fully unpacked, still not feeling settled in or comfortable here, but that's part of why I'm doing this. I really want to try to make my surroundings feel a little more familiar. I really want to try to just feel like this is where I should be and this is where I belong. And if you look behind me in the video, there's a tree right outside the window, which is incredible. I mentioned this in my last video, but I'm just so grateful that I have nature that I can look at when I'm in my apartment. Really makes a huge difference. It's spring, summer here, and the weather's been pretty nice. I really want to try to start going outside more. I made a couple videos outside. I might start doing that again, but even if I don't, I really just want to make sure to get outside a little bit more because so this is something that I think is funny. I don't consider myself outdoorsy. I definitely was not raised outdoorsy. Like I never went camping with my family. My family didn't really like do a lot of things outside. I did camp with my friends like in high school and stuff, but not really in anything that intense. We really would just go to this canal wooded area near where I lived and just sleep in sleeping bags on the ground, which honestly I hated. I'm not gonna lie, that was not really my vibe, but a lot of the kids that I was hanging out with in high school were skateboarders and they all ended up becoming kind of like outdoorsy people, like hiking the Appalachian Trail and stuff. So that was definitely like their vibe, and I don't know. It's just too much for me. I really don't like bugs. I really don't like bugs. It's a problem in my life for sure. Something I need to work on, something I need to get over. So I think going outside is, a way to combat that. Even in this new apartment. So we're not on the ground floor, but we're a little bit closer to the ground than we were in my last apartment. My last apartment, we were at the top floor of a bigger apartment building. And there's not a lot of bugs in Portland in general. Portland, Oregon's where I live. At least as far as I've seen inside. But this apartment, we have these little carpet beetles. And I started to notice them about a week after we moved in. And they're not really that big of a deal. They can become an infestation if they get out of hand. But I did some reading and I really freaked myself out about it and was panicking as if I had I don't know, roaches or something, or fucking mice in my apartment, which I've had to deal with that too when I lived in New York, and that was way worse. So basically I found probably 30 of these little beetles in my apartment over the past week, and I was freaking the fuck out. And I was stressing myself out over little tiny bugs, which is so insane if you think about it objectively. Ooh, sorry. Kind of burped a little bit there. But I don't know. I can't help it. But I almost feel like these bugs are pretty much harmless. Again, unless there's an infestation that you leave for a long period of time and you don't do anything about. Yeah, it can get out of hand. But otherwise, it's sort of not something that I should really be as worried about as I am. So hopefully that starts to calm down eventually once I start to expose myself to bugs more. Hopefully I don't get any more of those bugs in my apartment though. I did see a couple yesterday, but one or two. Whatever. I'm not going to talk about my fear of bugs anymore. I want to try to talk about thinking positively, because that's something that I definitely promote at times and I'll encourage other people to do. But I have a really hard time staying positive, just in general. It's so easy for me to slip into a negative headspace. And I think that that's not uncommon, but it's also something that I should have a little bit more control over. And I think it's easy for people to think things. The average person, I don't know if this is true or not, but from my perception, the average person is able to have a crazy, not intrusive thought, but just a thought that they don't feel like they really resonate with, and be like, oh shit, this is a crazy thought. I don't know why I'm thinking this, and just kind of move on. But for me, every single thought that I have, I feel like I have to fully sift through and figure out why I'm thinking this. There must be a reason why I'm thinking this. There must be something I need to do, some sort of action that I need to take in order to solve whatever thought I'm having, which is usually something that's a problem. But I don't know. Maybe that's just how I naturally am and I have to fight it harder than the average person, but it's weird because logically, in the moment, I've healed enough and I've been through therapy, different types of therapy enough to know that my thoughts are not me. And I know that everything I think does not mean that that's what I am or who I am. But it's really hard to feel that in the moment, even if logically I'm aware of that. I don't know if that makes sense fully, but that's kind of where I'm at with it. I used to not even be aware of it, and I used to just fully believe all my thoughts. It sounds a little psychotic, I know. I've been diagnosed with 5 different mental illnesses. None of them are really related to psychosis, so I think it's really just personality and thought problems. I don't know. Mental health diagnosis it's good. It's important if your life is being affected by it, but I think I'm starting to find sort of the edges of how it can help me, because like I said, I've been in therapy on and off since 2012. All different types of therapy, ACT therapy, CBT therapy, DBT therapy. For all my therapy heads, you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but my phone said low battery, so that's why I just hit my phone, and I was worried that it wasn't recording anymore, but ended up being all right. So actually right now, my iPhone. I'm filming this on my iPhone, and I have it sort of hooked onto my closet like hanging bar with this tripod, this little rubber tripod. Seems to be working pretty well. Any position that I put my phone in, like that's lower than eye level essentially, just looks kind of weird to me. It just doesn't look like a good shot. And this room is not it's not small, but it's also not very big. So, in order for me to get like a shot of the full room, I had to put it somewhere a little bit higher just so that I'm not constantly stepping out of frame. Whatever. That's a little I'm getting too inside baseball now, but um let's see. What else? What else have I been thinking about? I haven't really been thinking about a lot of cool stuff lately. Like I know I really try to talk about as much stuff on my channel as I can, or is just basically stuff that's like, I think is interesting or that's bothering me, but I haven't really been having a lot of like good mental health days lately, which is really unfortunate because I'm really trying my best to fuck, sorry. I'm trying not to get emotional, but I've just been really having a hard time lately. I really I've never cried on this channel. I don't want that to be something that I do, but fuck. I've just been having a really hard time, guys. It's just been I don't even want to say up and down. It's just been feeling down. But my life is getting better outside of my own mind, which is so annoying. It's like I know I'm not the only person that's experienced that, but it's like, come on. You would think that the better your life externally gets, the better you'd feel internally, but everybody knows that's not true. So I don't know why I'm like acting like I don't know that that's the case, but I don't want to say that I'm hopeless because I'm not. As long as I'm alive and I'm trying, there's hope. That's how I always see it with any issue. If you are alive and you are trying, you are not hopeless. There is hope for you, and things can change, and things will change. And there's nothing you can do about it. Things will get better, especially if you're trying. If you are actively trying, things will get better. I know 100% that that is the case. But again, logically, I'm aware of that, but internally, I don't feel like that is the truth. And that's where I'm really having a hard time, is trying to line up my internal world with the external world, if that makes sense. But I don't know. I I haven't even made music in so long. I just haven't really been feeling inspired, but I know it's something that would help me. I usually play video games like pretty often. I haven't been playing any video games lately. I've kind of just been working and then just kind of vegging out, like not even in a way that's relaxing. It's just like all of a sudden 4 or 5 hours go by and it's nighttime and I'm like getting ready for bed and I feel like I didn't even do anything. So that's what I'm trying to work on right now, is just to let myself enjoy my life to the best of my ability, you know? I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of talking in circles now because there's a lot of specific things that I really don't want to address right now. Especially because I am like I said, I've been going to the doctor a lot for a lot of different things, going to different doctors. I don't want to talk about anything until I have more answers, but I also don't want anyone to worry. It's nothing like, life-threatening or super serious, but just lots of little health things that I've been dealing with for a long time that I'm finally, deciding to do something about. I have the courage to go to the doctor and advocate for myself and, get the help that I need. Not just mental health, physical health too, because physical health is something that I have not prioritized in a while, especially post-COVID, since I've been working from home. I've just really become a potato. Like I just don't do a lot of physical stuff, which is really starting to affect me. And I'm not old, but I am 32, and I feel like 32 is the first year that I feel like my body is physically getting older. Like maybe when I was like in my late 20s, I would be like, oh man, I can't run as far as I used to. I can't run as fast as I used to. I can't, play soccer for as long as I used to. I can't skate for as long as I used to. Maybe at that time I started to feel it, but now it's like, it's getting a little bit more real. So I hope I wasn't too negative in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it still. This room looks pretty good. It was only 15 minutes of cleaning. I feel like I did a pretty good job. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable in here. So that's it for this video. I'll see you guys next time.